What's going on, everybody? This is SoCal's resident redneck, the backwoods brawler, Hunter Freeman, and you are listening to Wrestling with Entertainment.
Viewing and reviewing the latest shows from WWE, AEW, New Japan, and interviewing all your favorite wrestlers every Saturday and Wednesday on YouTube and Castbox. I am your host, James J, with Kaliko Yachts, who's going to be a little bit late tonight. Mitch Mayhem, who's on time today.
Hey, shut the fuck up. Hey, what's up, everybody?
And Scooter Dust.
Nothing is impossible, and I do nothing every day.
There you go.
I was being sarcastic, but yeah, go ahead, sir.
It's a great day for wrestling. It's a great day for Wrestling Land. Last week we interviewed Hunter Freeman, which was an incredible guy, and somebody I think we're going to see a lot more of in the future on maybe, AEW TV.
Yeah, absolutely. When you're essentially the apprentice of one of the most revered talent to never be signed by any of the big companies, that's saying something. Of course, Hunter Freeman is the, I guess, apprentice Padawan for all you Star Wars nerds games out there. But he's the apprentice of B-Boy.
Hey, real quick, if you want, I'm just saying, with his last name and everything, they have a natural storyline ready to go with him being like the good stepson or lost long stepbrother of Maxwell Jacob Friedman.
Except his name is Freeman.
Oh, I thought you said Friedman. My bad. Okay, sorry. I thought I heard Friedman. I obviously don't know who this guy is.
That would actually be a cool little coincidence.
That actually would be.
I'm sorry. I apologize if you're watching this, Hunter. I haven't met you. So.
Next week we have Jesse Nolan's on, and that's such a stark contrast from Hunter, as she's just beginning her career, but still an excellent view on what it's like to start your career in the pandemic era of wrestling. I highly recommend this one. The week after that, 27th, we have Dio Ivory, the T-Time champion, which is definitely one of those interviews that you just gotta listen to. Dio is an incredible human being, and we were so happy to talk to him.
And definitely, if you're a 90s kid, yeah, you're gonna want to listen to that, and the one following dropping after that on the 3rd.
On February the 3rd, we have Waves and Calls, Jalen Brandon and Trayvon Jordan, our first ever tag team, and you definitely don't want to miss that as well.
It was Jalen Brandon and Trayvon Jordan, just in case anybody is going to try to misquote us.
Correct.
Trayvon Jordan.
Really? Fuck.
Now that we're done putting ourselves over, it's time to go.
Well, I'm sorry, but I just gotta say my biggest fear is an idiot saying, "Why are you talking about?" I'm not gonna say the actual name because that would be just disrespectful. But I know there's just some idiot out there who will get that confused.
Your New Year's resolution should have been to not listen and give a fuck what dumbasses think more. But anyway, go ahead. Sorry.
I think that should just be a resolution in life.
Sorry. I'm sorry.
Then I wouldn't care what I think about myself.
Come on, bro. Don't put yourself down.
Coming out of the news this week, maybe the biggest bit of news: Drew McIntyre,
Yes.
WWE champion, has COVID.
A little bit of the COVID.
Tested positive. There's that distinction. You got to make that distinction.
Speaking of wrestlers with the COVID, Jericho revealed that he had it back in September, and now he's got the antibodies.
A lot of people had it back in 2019. Yeah, and we're just coming to learn about it now.
2019.
Yeah, a lot of people had it at the end of 2019.
Really? I didn't hear about it like until early January.
My
I know it was
son-
around. I didn't know it was
my-
here. Yeah.
My son had it in December 2019, and
I believe
beat
you.
it
I'm just.
successfully. It turns out a couple of my family members, and I know one of my aunt is currently battling, and I believe she's on the mend, but again, testing positive and having it, there's that real distinction there.
Yeah, there is, because the tests aren't the best.
So you think that this was just a
He's
false
right.
positive, or
I'm
There's no
not.
way to know
because
unless you.
thankfully
sorry.
he has no symptoms. But you know,
They're now they're claiming that McIntyre will be able to work the Rumble. Now, honestly, I'm not sure if this isn't, the man upstairs intervening.
you're talking about God.
I heard Mania was pushed back, and I thought that was because of that.
Because we're getting Goldberg McIntyre at the Rumble, and I mean, unless there's another guy upstairs that we don't know about. I don't know. Is Buddha somewhere in the middle? Somewhere in the troposphere?
A man can pray. I mean, Vince McMahon is destroying wrestling, in my opinion. But anyway.
But I mean, the rumor is it's Paul Heyman who's responsible for Goldberg and McIntyre. So
How is that possible? He's not in a power position in WWE anymore.
Just because he's not in a power position does not necessarily mean
he's in certain people's ears. He's Paul Heyman. Exactly. He's always fucking talking.
Exactly.
True. That's actually true. But
it's his job.
I mean, that's what it does. Not a good look that WWE, their champion, gets tests positive for coronavirus. I mean, Moxley has kind of had something similar last year, but he didn't technically test positive. But
a lot of wrestlers have.
Renee tested positive for it.
Right.
Yeah, I heard too.
And she's pregnant.
Real quick, the only real way to if someone had it and was asymptomatic and literally you don't know if you had it, the only way to literally find or legitimately find out is by going to a doctor and them checking if you have the antibodies. That's literally the only way.
Yeah.
Not another good look for WWE. A lot of their talent, their contracts are coming up very soon. As of right now, not a lot of them have signed up.
Real quick, Riddle has not signed yet. He's.
Yeah. Ricochet has. Ricochet is signed until 2024.
I don't think
did he sign it? Wait, did he sign an extension? Because I heard that he hadn't signed. Okay. I didn't hear that.
But perhaps even bigger than that, and this was speculation last week, and now it's pretty much a realization this week. Jay White officially done with New Japan. He is no longer on the He is no longer listed as talent on the website.
And he wasn't announced for the New Beginnings tour of New Japan as well.
Well, yeah.
So-
Now we'll see if what you said is going to happen with Jay White going to. You said he would quit in that, or he would leave New Japan and that he would go to WWE. So one of those two have already happened. Let's see if the
Well,
other
I heard
shoe
that
drops.
AEW is kind of making a play for him right now as well.
Well, I would think all of the legitimate major wrestling companies would. He's Jay White. He's a hot free agent. So,
I mean-
but I just think right now, I think he would lean WWE. I don't know. I don't know.
I mean, White is the hottest free agent as of right now.
If he's a free agent, yeah.
After that, for lack of a better person, for lack of coming up with a better name, and if anybody can think of someone after that, Marty Scroll.
Scroll.
Squirrel.
Swole?
We're off to a great.
No,
Did
no.
you lose your train of thought?
No, I was just off to a great stop.
You sounded like a talking squirrel, James. But anyway,
Squirrel.
yeah.
I don't know you, but I know.
You trying to do Kung Fu Panda?
No, I was trying to do Doug.
It sounded like some Asian thing.
Dude,
It did. You sound like you were trying to be Kung Fu Panda.
you so racist. No.
So
My nephew's Korean. Anyway, go ahead.
going back
Get
on,
him.
back on topic, you know,
Sorry.
if a lot of the talent are kind of waiting and seeing if they could get better deals with, you know, AEW, Impact, Ring of Honor, etc., it's not maybe the best thing to have such a hot free agent like Jay White available. And, you know, there's only so many wrestling companies that are going to want new talent at this point. I mean, AEW is not going to scoop up half of WWE's roster, right?
If there were certain people available, I think they would absolutely. I mean, and not. It just depends. It's quality over quantity, of course. It depends who it is. I'm sure they won't pick up like with the Exodus last April. They didn't pick up everyone. They picked up maybe a few names, like but the
Miro.
Revival came out of that, yeah, and then Mero, yeah. So
All right, well, you know, the three that I've heard, you know, the big ones were, you know, Ricochet, Matt Riddle, and Mustafa Ali. Who do you think that?
Mustafa Ali.
can I be honest? I think Mustafa Ali's ego's getting the best of him, and he's like becoming kind of egotistical backstage, and I think it's hurting him. Just the way he comes off, I don't know. It seems like he's gotten more of an ego, and he's a smaller guy, so Vince looks down on him immediately. Anyway,
What say you, Scooter?
Judging how a talent acts backstage because of how his character comes across on television, I'd say that's a job well done.
okay, I mean the actual person himself, because the actual person leaks out through the traveling and the. I'm just saying, you hear stuff, and unless he's living the character like MJF, and then if he is, then I give him kudos for real. I do. I love that shit, but I just don't think that's the case.
Mm.
It's definitely an interesting situation.
MJF does that shit amazingly. I'm
Yeah,
just saying.
the thing is that I can't see Ali in AEW
No, I can't either.
or Impact.
I see him in Impact or ROH maybe. I think he would maybe get a big contract from ROH. That seems more likely.
I would think CMLL
I think ROH
would
would
want
go
him.
for him.
Why
think
would
he'd wanna stay in
CMLL want
America.
Ali?
And why would he want to go south of the border? Why wouldn't if he could stay here, where he lives?
Why would anybody go anywhere if they were?
Well, if they have
Other than
just
Brazil.
a valid money offer here, like I said, ROH is gonna offer you the same amount of money CMLL is, if not more, most likely.
But
Or
CMLL
pesos.
would probably be seen by more people considering.
Yeah, but people that you're not going to frequent, that you don't need to watch you on they won't watch you on American TV or watch you elsewhere. Like it's just that one shot. They're not recurring fans. A lot of them. They see a show and then like a lot of them aren't like diehard wrestling fans down in Mexico.
I mean, Mexican people watch TV too.
I'm saying, okay, yes, there's Lucha Libre fan, of course, there's fanatics. I'm just saying, it's just, I don't know, it's a culture thing down there that I've noticed. I have Mexican relatives, so I don't know.
We're learning so much about Mitch tonight. He's so cultural.
I am, huh?
Another.
Okay. What?
You got a little piece of potential main event impact on Impact's main event, so to speak. Alex Shelley is being replaced in the Hard to Kill 6-man tag against Kenny Omega and the Good Brothers. His replacement, TNA World Heavyweight Champion Moose. So it's now Moose, Chris Sabin, and Rich Swann against Kenny Omega and the Good Brothers.
I said bring Moose in versus Kenny. I said that last week.
Honestly,
Okay,
I think
good
that's
shit.
more of an upgrade than Alex Shelley. I mean, no disrespect
Absolutely,
to
it is.
Motor
No
City
offense
Machine
to
Guns,
Alex.
but
Yeah,
Moose
Alex
is
is
Moose.
awesome, but
And you know,
yeah.
Chris Sabin, as a singles wrestler, kind of underrated. I feel anyway. So I think that just added a higher price for that match. What about you guys?
It definitely evens things out a little bit in terms of size, because now you have somebody that can effectively neutralize Luke Gallows. You know, and honestly, Moose, and I'll say it hands down, Moose does the best spear in the business today.
That's valid.
I'll agree with that.
The man can deliver the move and follow it up and come out of it with a flip.
I know. I agree. I think it's definitely one of the better spears. So yeah.
What about you, Mitch? Do you think that Moose adds value to the match by replacing Alex Shelley?
I was the one who said he should be interjected against Omega last week. I brought it up, so yeah, absolutely, this is an upgrade. They're flying by the seat of their pants with that. I think with Alex, you know, what happened? Did he get injured or what? Or was he just taken from the match?
He would be unable to travel due to unavoidable circumstances.
Okay, so it was a switch. Okay, so yeah, so they were switching it up. It should have been the original plan to use Moose, in my opinion, but better late than never.
And that's a great segue because Kaliko Yats is joining us.
What it do?
What up, Kaliko?
What up?
We're talking about Moose replacing Alex Shelley in the 6-man match at Impact Wrestling's paid preview, Hard to Kill. Your thoughts?
To me, if it works, it works. I mean,
That's all you need to say.
if it works, it works. To be quite honest, it's going to be what happens with the Rich Swann thing. But that's what I'm more interested in because I feel like Rich Swann's about to get booked. But that's a whole other story.
And we'll definitely cover that when we preview the show later tonight.
The way he said it. Fuck. Anyway.
One of the other free agents that we didn't talk about, Dalton Castle, was released from Ring of Honor.
Wow. Okay. I think that's a hot free agent if he's still injured and gets over his injuries. I think honestly.
I don't think his injuries are something to get over. I think it's just something he has to live with at this point. Like 5 years ago.
But is he a liability?
Right. That's at this point he's kind of damaged goods, unfortunately.
Yeah, I mean, Dalton Castle now wouldn't have the impact of signing Dalton Castle
4 years ago.
Yeah. And we've been going back and forward with who WWE is interested, and AEW and Impact, with maybe a lot of new stars being free agents, especially Jay White. What are the odds of Dalton Castle getting signed by one of those companies? Considering everybody's might be in a wait-and-see approach with everybody being free agents.
Especially with ROH getting rid of him because of possibly being injury prone, I think that makes him a liability. I think it's going to be really hard for a company to pick him up. And if they do, I don't think they're going to want to pay him a lot. I think they're going to want to make sure that he's not going to get in there, get in, and then break a bone or, get injured and then sit out the rest of the time and collect a check.
If anybody signs him to an active talent role,
he needs to go personality. Yeah,
it will be AEW.
Do you think they would?
Yes.
Into a manager role, like a more of a personality-driven role.
No. I in ring role. If WWE signs him, they do what they did with Sanjay Dutt, and he becomes a trainer.
Oh, a trainer. He's got personality though.
I mean,
he can be used on camera for something. I mean, shit.
I mean,
Sanjay Dutt had credibility, but
I mean, I see where Scooter's coming from, but that does, getting hired as a trainer isn't necessarily a bad thing, because sometimes.
But it kind of ends your active wrestling career if you don't want it to be over.
Well, look at Adam Pearce right now. He has a match.
That's what that does. That actively ends your career, basically. What they're saying is you need to retire.
Well, I mean, look at Adam
Some
Pearce
people
right
take it that way. Some people take it that way. I'm just saying.
Yeah, because we all thought when Adam Pearce signed that it was gonna be his time, and the WWE just didn't. I think WWE used Adam Pearce as an example of their power to try and humble people, those who have made names for themselves on independent talent, after realizing how much they screwed the pooch on EC3 and Eric Young and everybody else.
Yep, pretty much.
Well, when it comes to EC3, I think that's Eric Young. I think that's definitely a conversation for another time, because we could go all day with that.
We can go to EC50.
Oh, absolutely.
Boo.
Hashtag dad joke.
What about?
Yeah, no shit.
What about you, Kaliko? Your thoughts on Dalton Castle being a free agent?
It's just I remember when NXT wanted him, and then he said no.
back in like what 2015 or something like that.
Yeah, it was a while back, before,
Right.
right before he got the title.
4 or 5 years ago, like we were talking about. Yeah.
So I mean, if anyone would have the patience of waiting for him to get better, it would be NXT.
But isn't he like our age, like 35 or something?
Dalton was supposed to actually come in before Joe.
But isn't he older?
Yeah.
Like that usually weighs against people. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
AJ Styles came in at 41.
It shouldn't, but hey, you're preaching to the choir. I don't know.
And last,
So I mean,
Everyone's different, but
yeah. I mean, whoever gets him, it'll be a good talent. He was really good. It just sucks. I feel like he's got that Grant Hill syndrome where it was like really, really good, but you like if you remembered Grant Hill was really, really, really good, and then he got that one injury and he never was the same again. Like him and Penny Hardaway.
Jersey in '97. Yep.
Him and Penny Hardaway. Those are like, yeah, he's of that ilk, and I'm like, damn, it just sucks.
My eighth grade homeroom teacher went to college with Grant.
is only 34 years old.
Wait, what?
Dalton
Yeah, 35. What do you mean only? I'm only 30 fucking 6. That's the same age.
Yeah.
But and think about so he's not like,
I'm just saying they people in the mid 30s like us were judged as in their twilight.
No, there's a different I'll put it this way. There's different levels to 34. There's a 34 regular body, and then there's a 34 like Marine Corps body.
I don't
like
look 36.
Marine wear. There's a 34 like football wear. There's it's different levels. Think about it. He's probably been wrestling since 18. So that's 20 years of wear and tear, bro.
Real quick, it should be universal scale. Like everyone's got different genes. Go ahead, Scooter. Sorry.
Yeah, true.
So he's basically 68 at this point.
Jeez, what?
Yeah.
Thanks, fuck, you're calling me 70? Fuck
the cheddar biscuit.
So he's calling me 70.
No, 72.
Fuck.
We're 72. Get over it.
Where's my cheese?
And
look in your hand, damn it.
My parents are almost 80. They haven't lost their teeth yet. Most of them, anyway. But that's because I have them on a lanyard. No,
only reason I kept my brain is because it's in my skull. Exactly.
I was gonna think, the Supreme Court body. There's the Belushi.
What?
The Belushi type of body where you just don't give a shit.
That's more like looking for a party. The Belushi body, if you know what I'm talking about.
Okay.
Anyway, yeah, we're going off the rails here, though.
Yeah. Next thing on the news circuit, WrestleMania 37 will be on the 11th of April. It will come from Tampa Bay, I believe.
God, I heard Tampa had to really fight to get WrestleMania.
Well, what? Oh, wow! It's gonna be in some fucking broom closet with no one there. So fucking who cares? It's gonna be taped. No one's gonna be there. It's not the usual spectacle that WrestleMania should be before the pandemic.
No, actually, I got good word that they're planning on having fans.
Okay, if that's gonna be a health disaster on them.
Well, it's gonna be limited.
Are they going to
Super Bowl? I would think so.
It's because they're going with the NFL protocol.
You're still going to get people infected, I think.
Are they going to be stationary or are they going to be rotating like they're going to be actual fans that blow air?
Right, because when you're yelling and screaming, remember particles come out of your fucking mouth. Even if you have a mask, they fly up and down, dude.
I'm talking about actual desktop fans.
Oh, I'm talking about if you let people in there, dude. I'm just saying, I think it's a super spreader event and waiting to happen. I really do.
I mean, look at the family reunion after the Tide won the championship.
Here's a way they can have fans in. They would have to literally have sectors of like 20 feet, or so every 20 feet they have plexiglass, and they have like a certain amount of people, like 2 or 3 people within each like lane. Like they would literally have to do that.
But I mean, it is a football field, so I think.
Yeah, but that would be a lot of work still, in money. But
well, they're
they have
setting
it.
it up for the Super Bowl, so.
I'll set it
Just
like
depends
this:
on
Tampa
what-
Bay, the Super Bowl's in Tampa Bay. They're gonna mirror
is it?
what the Super Bowl does. That's the only reason they're. That's the only reason they're even being able to do it, because the Super Bowl's in Tampa Bay too.
I didn't know Super Bowl was in Tampa this year. Okay.
I mean,
I
they
didn't
really
know
had
that.
to fight really hard for it, but yeah. The Super Bowl got Tampa got
Okay,
Super
that
Bowl.
joke's already getting old.
But
Super Bowl live.
you know,
I don't give a. Yeah, I don't want to hear about Super Bowl. My Niners didn't even make it back to the playoffs this year. Shit, and they lost last year. But anyway.
Let's not even get started with the Falcons.
Yeah, don't. Yeah, but like the thing. Yeah. Anyways, this is not a football podcast. Anyway, go ahead.
So anyway, maybe it would be in their best interest to do what Japan is doing and not have the fans verbally speak their mind. In Japan, New Japan is doing. You could clap and stomp your feet, but you can't verbally shout or scream for the talent.
Bro, do you think Americans are gonna follow that after what happened last week? Do you really think we gonna follow the fucking rules? Do you really think?
Right.
If we can, show up in mass after a college football championship
Don't
game.
say we. Oh, I thought you meant about the Capitol. Okay, sorry.
No.
Okay.
Like,
I was gonna say, don't fucking say we.
I'm pretty sure Kaligo was referring to Alabama.
There's a lot of things that happened this week.
But
Yeah, Alabama. Not only that, but I'm just as far as like following directions. We are not the nation of following directions, bro.
in fact,
the
the United
nation of
States,
conspiracy theories.
the United States, I believe we're being told. Yes, it is confirmed. The U.S. is being told to go sit in the timeout corner.
See, we look like the petulant child to the rest of the world, and it's deserved. Yeah,
Well,
I can't go off on this. Never mind.
And the most powerful nation is often the
actions have
most petulant
consequences.
child.
Let's kind of
It
spoil
shouldn't be that
back
way, but
to
anyway, yeah.
wrestling. Do you think
I know.
if
We
the
should have
Super
a
Bowl goes
culture
over
punch.
well with fans and it's safe and things are good, do you think that maybe there would be allowed more fans for WrestleMania, considering it's only a month afterwards? Or
You know my
keep in
opinion
mind,
already. Yeah, you know.
Keep in mind, Tampa Bay was having fans in the stands during football season, so I didn't hear anything like major then.
But how many? How many? What are we talking?
I was thinking, I think it was like 20% max, I want to say.
Exactly.
But, I mean,
20%,
but
that's like not even 10,000 people. That's not even 5,000 people.
But that's what I would expect anyway. I would expect 10,000 people. I don't expect 88,000 people.
If we're talking,
Not even 10,000.
Raymond James Stadium, and there are no seats on the field.
What do you mean?
Like there's no ringside.
No ringside seats.
No seats on
Well,
the.
usually
covering
the sidelines
only-
have that covered off.
No, only the ring is covering.
Oh, the ring.
ring
Okay.
And the Titantron. All the
the-
seats are actually in the stands.
They're not going to use a studio like they did last year. They're going to actually use Raymond James Stadium this year.
yes.
Yeah.
What do you think
I heard a story that they were going to redo it just like last year. That's why I was like, oh yeah, I thought you were talking about in Tampa. You said in Tampa. You didn't say in Raymond James Stadium.
Because they have to.
Ray J Stadium is in Tampa.
Yeah, but okay, so are other buildings. I'm just saying.
And they have to be out of Tropicana Field at the end of March.
Oh, okay. I see. Okay.
So where they're going to come from before that, it also remains to be seen.
Everyone's
which is
moving around.
why I'm wondering if they're going to try and pull some live fans in for the week of the 5th for Raw and SmackDown.
But man, like if it was hard to get into a show before, holy shit! Like it's selective pickings now. Shit.
By the way, if anybody wants to buy my my Thunderdome spot for Monday Raw, I'm willing to trade for a PS5
Yeah, that's not happening.
and possibly a PS6.
They're coming out soon. And everything, obviously this news just came out, so it's pretty fresh. It could change by then, just the world we're living in right now.
Right.
Whatever does happen, we will cover it. Until then,